I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Well, welcome back. I wanted to take the remaining portion of today's Focus Today to let you know that next week is a very special time here at the Dove. We have set next Wednesday and Thursday aside as our annual fall Share-A-Thon. And we really felt led of the Lord only to do 2 days. And if you remember, we did not even do a spring Share-A-Thon this year. The Lord's leading us to trust Him more in so many ways. And I tell you, it is a stretch for all of us, if you can imagine that. So we're only going to do 2 days coming up next Wednesday and Thursday, asking you for your prayerful consideration of supporting the Dove. Well over 87% of the Dove's revenue is made up from viewers and listeners just like you. Quite frankly, we wouldn't be on the air if it wasn't for you. It just wouldn't happen. And so your monthly support is so valuable and so deeply appreciated. We do consider it a partnership. And what's happening here at the Dove is remarkable, and you are a big, big part of it. And so if you got the letter in the mail this past week or so, or perhaps even the email, there's a couple of things you can do. If you got the letter in the mail, in there's a little response card, and you can take a few moments, pray over that, fill out that card and send it back in. That helps us a lot. And to let us know how the Lord is leading you to support the Dove. If it's easier for you and more convenient, you can go to the Dove website at theDove.us, and you can support us there. It is totally secure, and it's very simple to use. Now, one of the things that has come up that's really one of the biggest potential opportunities we've ever had so far, and that is to take the Dove TV channel into the Portland market. This is huge. However, it does come with some requirements and some conditions, and that is that we have to upgrade our television master control room to HD. Now, a lot of you helped us replace the computer when it melted down. We weren't counting on that. The main computer that runs all of the television, that's been replaced. It's installed. It's up and running. It's fully capable of doing everything we need to do. But the rest of the control room has to be upgraded to HD. And if we can do that, then we qualify to potentially take our television channel into the Portland market. Actually, it'll reach well over 1.2 million people. And so I think we got a picture there in the control room, what's happening. There's a wide shot for those of you watching on Dove TV right now. There's our control room guys. That's Josiah, that's Bill. And some of that equipment that's standing right there in front of Josiah, wave your hand again there, Josiah. Most of the stuff in front of him has to be upgraded to HD. What Josiah is doing is actually running the television side of the operation, and what Bill is doing is running the radio side of the operation. And it's a very unique thing. In fact, we may be the only station or network in the country running 3 hours a day simulcast on 2 television stations, on a cable network, on Roku, on the internet, and 4 radio stations and 6 translators all at the same time. It's a very coordinated effort, and it works extremely well. So we're asking you to pray about it. And join us next Wednesday and Thursday, the 23rd and the 24th. And most of all, and I mean this sincerely, pray for the Dove. We've had a very challenging summer in so many ways, and yet technically over the last month and a half, we've had some real technical things that kind of melted down and got in trouble, and we had to go fix them, and it's been quite the challenge. I won't go into all the details of that. So the keep this network going is pretty extensive, and it's a big commitment. So we couldn't do it without your support. So pray about the letter, pray over it, see what the Lord would have you to do. We need to raise about $85,000 to make the HD conversion. And I won't go real technical with all of that because that's kind of boring, but what it does, it allows us to finish off the complete operation to be high definition. And by being able to do that, that will qualify us to expand the Dove television operation into other markets. And the one that's right now in front of us is Portland. In fact, the signal could be just south of Salem, all the way up through Portland and past Vancouver, taking in well over 1.2 million people. So pray about that. And the other thing I say, and I mean this sincerely, when you're supporting the Dove, do not take from your church. Your first financial obligation is to your church, and so make sure that that stays in place. And a lot of you, viewers and listeners, are involved in other ministries, and I really want to encourage you, you support them first. A lot of folks do it with Hearts with the Mission and the pregnancy centers and the Youth for Christ and Campus Life and Young Life, and and the list goes on and on and on. Well, Salvation Army, Gospel Mission. So if you're involved in one of those ministries, you stay faithful with your financial support there too. But if the Lord's leading you to be a part of what we're doing here at the Dove, pray about it, and you can call us anytime. And probably the simplest thing to do and the safest thing to do is just go online at theDove.us. You'll see the button there on the website, and says Support the Dove. You can click on that, and that's totally safe and totally secure. But if you did get the card or the letter in the mail, if you could send the card in, that's probably the easiest way to handle things so that we know what you plan to do. And the other thing about the card, if you are one of the team members that supports the Dove monthly, if you send that card back in, then we know that the Lord's leading you to stay with that. Sometimes people change it, they add to it, or they subtract from it. That's up to you. But we need to know that as well. So you just send the card in, and that would be the other way to communicate with us. But if you feel led to help us with this special project coming up, people asked me the other day, well, what's the timeline? Well, and that's a great question. Because when we got the opportunity, or was presented with the potential opportunity of going into Portland, and we looked at what has to be done technically to meet the requirements, on top of that, we found out from one of our equipment suppliers that we can buy really the best level of what they call a TriCaster switcher. We can buy the highest one they have for a $12,000 discount if we can place the order by the end of the month. And that is a huge, huge savings, and puts the Dove television production capabilities at the highest level possible. That, with the computer that we replaced this past year, the infrastructure here at the Dove is phenomenal. So pray about it, and let us know what the Lord's leading you to do. And pray for next Wednesday and Thursday. That's the 23rd and the 24th, the 2 days that have been set aside. Only 2 days. In fact, the first day, we're going to do it as a reminder-a-thon, so to speak, to remind you that the Dove is listener-supported and viewer-supported. And then the 24th, asking you to help us with the raising of the capital to make the conversion to HD. So again, thank you. Thank you so very much for what the Lord is leading you to do. And thank you for those of you, the many, many of you that month in and month out, your faithful support. Wow. It helps us stay on the air with all of the things that are going on. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your faithful monthly support. So thank you so much. All right. And pray about sending the card back, or maybe just going online at theDove.us. And again, the 23rd and the 24th, next Wednesday and Thursday, pray for the Dove. Thanks, and have a great weekend.